Hello everybody, welcome to Greenback Grange. Today is shipping container paint day. Here we go. All right, much better. Got all my safety gear on. Took my John Deere hat off. I didn't want to ruin it. It's one of my favorites. So anyways, today we are going to be painting the 40-foot shipping container we have on the property. And this shipping container is going to be my wife's pottery shop. Those of you who followed her page, she has been down. Was under Blue Barn Pottery under Instagram, which is, you can still go on there and see it. She did a whole bunch of awesome mugs for the show Yellowstone. Shh, don't tell anybody. And she did some mermaid mugs that are pretty popular. So take a look at that. She will be starting back up. I'm not sure what we're going to use for a name. We'll probably incorporate the Greenback Grange somewhere in there somewhere. As you can see, the house is coming along. We have doors. They are working on deciding next week, hopefully. It'll actually look like a real house, and interior components and all that fun stuff. So anyway, let me get on with the shipping container part. All right, so I got the prep list here. Prep list is gonna be truck bed coating, carpenter bee spray, because I hate bees and it's inevitable. They're gonna, sorry, one pissed off right now. It's inevitable there's gonna be one around me while I'm spraying this wonderful oil-based stuff. Now I am in a obviously outdoor environment, and we are in a area where it's pretty spread out, so we're gonna be fine. It's not windy today. We're just gonna spray it up real close and get it on there as quick as we can. Here's the paint. We're using Bear paint. It just got some oil-based black, just a deep base. I didn't go too crazy on the gloss, just a kind of a semi-gloss, because it's steel. We want it to stick on there. It's already got about 16 coats of different paint on it and some rust treatment on there on all the big heavy spots, as you can see. My daughter helped me do that last night. And we're ready to go. All right, shook it up. Give it a quick stir here. Should get everything off the bottom. I'm gonna load the gun. I do have a little impurity filter for it. That's gonna be tough to do holding the camera, so if you don't know how to load a gun, you should probably load it with a spray gun. You should probably Google that one. Should be a quick find. All right, compressor on. Setting my pressure. This guy didn't go too high. I set it to just about over 100 there. We'll kind of mess around with the spray pattern, see how it looks, and adjust it accordingly. I don't have an air dryer. I did have one once upon a time, but this is one of those cheap, $20 spray guns you get. I don't care too much. It's going on a shipping container, so it doesn't need to be perfect by any means. I got my paint stick here. We'll get stirring. All right, I feel bad for my last comment. How to load a spray gun. All right, I won't make you Google it. You open it up the top. It just unscrews. You put this little guy in there, and you pour the paint in there. Maybe. It's really hard if you're trying to hold the camera. Doesn't always work so good, so. Ready for this? Ready for me making a mess? It's gonna happen. I'm blown away if I get all this in. Told you. I'm shutting the camera off and I'm pouring that paint into there. So here it is. This is our wonderful, look graffiti kind of like. That's just rust stuff basically. Just threw on real quick. So yesterday I power washed it, and honestly I didn't have the camera out and didn't really have a whole lot of time to do it. So what I'm doing is just the outside in black. I've got an oil-based black that's going to stick to it pretty well. I power washed it really good with a degreaser yesterday. And then of course we let it overnight. We threw some of the heavy spots of rust, some of the light spots too. We threw You can see this brown kind of rust conversion stuff on it. And then on these corners where it's really bad, I'm gonna just throw some truck bed coating on it. This thing doesn't need to be super pretty. It just needs to be black and not multicolor and old looking. So ponds there. Eventually, this is going to be obviously the entry, but we're going to have a couple big windows here, so I'm not too concerned with this side, but I'm still going to paint it black. But we're going to put some nice windows for Chelsie in here, maybe even some kind of sliding door somewhere in the future. So, broke out the old compressor. This good beast. So my advice on painting a shipping container. I've taken all my funny goggles and mask off. It's time to get serious. So basically, here's what I'm gonna tell you. I already had this cheap, crappy compressor. I was just talking it up earlier. All it does is run, and I knew that. When I bought the air gun, I was doing small projects with it, and this is a mighty big project. So if you run the gun for a consistent amount of time, you go from about 120 pounds of pressure, and I run it about 100 really quickly down to like a 50, where it's about the slowest paint process ever. So it's like using a spray can. So my suggestion is get yourself a really good compressor, something that'll run a good air gun. The cheap gun here from not Harbor Freight, yeah, Harbor Freight. It's actually not bad. I mean, for a $20 gun or $25, whatever, get yourself some gun cleaner, and I've used it plenty of times, and it does work really well for projects like this, and does a pretty consistent job on the color. The shipping container is not a hard project. You know, you could go crazy and sand it down, but this is an older one, and we just wanted to make it presentable. So I threw some rust remover on it, power washed it, rust remover, and then just basically sprayed it. So anyway, that's my fun little project. I'll put some after pictures on here for you to check out. We appreciate you watching. Subscribe, like, all those fun things. We're on Instagram, Greenback Grange here in Tennessee, Greenback, Tennessee. And we thank you so much for watching.